Hey, what's going on, guys? Today is June 10th, 2018, and I'm going to be bringing you another Sea Hill Tennis podcast where we're going to be talking about the results of the French Open final today. And Rafael Nadal won his 11th Grand Slam at Roland Garros. And this is just crazy to think about this, right? I mean, a few years ago, he looked to be out of the game. Novak Djokovic was winning the slams, and, of course, Wawrinka won the slam in 2015 at the French Open, and now Nadal is right back in it, and he's like dominating the way he did 10 years ago. It's just an incredible thing to witness because at 32 years old, who would think he would still be one of the best players in the world? Actually, is the best player in the world right now. And so, for this particular podcast, I want to talk a little bit about my history with watching Nadal over the years. 10 years ago, when he won Roland Garros for the fourth time, I graduated high school that weekend, and that was a really a big milestone for him, of course, because he had never lost a match at the French Open. And so back then, people used to think, is this guy ever going to lose on clay, at least at Roland Garros? And he looked to be unbeatable. And then, of course, the next year, Soderling beat him at the fourth round in 4 sets, and then he looked kind of vulnerable on clay, ironically. And then he went from that to winning the French Open 5 times in a row. So that kind of started a new legacy for him, so to speak. And then he had some injuries. He actually had his appendix out at the end of 2014, so he went through a number of years where he wasn't really it's a little bit buggy right here, so don't mind me if I'm brushing my shirt off. It's from the mosquitoes. But anyway, he went through at least a few years where he wasn't winning any Grand Slams. He looked to be out of the game, and now he's coming back at the age of 30, 31, 32. And from the way things look today, I could be completely wrong, but I'm thinking he's going to win at least 20 slams. Will most likely contend with Roger for the most amount of slams of all time. In the near future, because I don't see anybody passing these guys. And then, of course, you've got people like Novak Djokovic, who used to be in the conversation. Djokovic has fallen behind a little bit now. He's now 5 slams behind Rafa, and I'm not totally sure what we're going to see from him, but he's definitely still got time to get his game back. I still have pretty high hopes for Novak. Now, let's talk a little bit about Rafa's journey through the French Open this time. And, he went through the first 4 rounds without dropping a set. And he had some very good competitors that he had to go through, but he made that look very, very routine. Gets to the quarterfinals and he plays this little small guy, probably shouldn't say little, but he's kind of smaller, named Diego Schwartzman. And Schwartzman takes the set off of him, and he winds up giving him a good competitive match, but he's not able to finish him off, and Nadal wins that in 4 sets. Absolutely demolishes Del Potro in the semifinals. I thought that was going to be a competitive match, and it wasn't. I was really hoping Del Potro was going to, put up more of a fight than that, but Rafa steamrolled him. And then in the finals, he faces Dominic Thiem. He faces the guy that he's beaten last year at the French Open in the semifinals. And Thiem has matured a lot since then. He's played he had a pretty good clay court season in 2018, and he did beat Nadal in Madrid. So I wouldn't say it was an amazing, I definitely wouldn't say it was an amazing, clay court season for Thiem, but Thiem basically just got trashed in the final. It was a really, really non-competitive, performance. The first set was close. The first set was pretty good. But after that, Nadal really just ran away with the match. And I did think Thiem would probably get a set against him. Didn't quite work out that way for him, but no, again, it's remarkable to see how good Nadal really is on this stuff. So going forward, we're heading into Wimbledon. I'm not going to go with Nadal to win Wimbledon. I don't think he's going to. He hasn't won that tournament in a long time. I'm not convinced it's going to be Federer either, so I'll probably do another video once I have my thoughts on who will win Wimbledon this year. But anyway, guys, I hope you got the chance to watch the Roland Garros final. I always love to watch it every year. Been watching it since 2006, and it was a fantastic one. So, guys, have a great night. Thanks again, and I will see you at the next one.